Are we it?
Oh, we could be. I like that, Fred. Let's be that.
And we don't work at all.
And we still haven't worked out who sits on my side and who sits on yours, because whoever's on my side does not have their headphone volume on. Now, OG are into B. It's already transpired. NATO Sapphics with a passive hold, and he greets them with 2 out of the gates. Now, that does make things uncomfortable for OG. Yes, you've got the sight. You're going to struggle to keep your numbers up. Valda's pushing for the S-Attack frag, and he should have it eventually. Low HP, S-Attack needs that 1 bang to the dome. Valda trying to level the odds, and he's gone down as well. No plant either. Alexi, I thought that was down. I'm not sure they're going to let him get it now.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult for Alexi here. He's pinned on in. No way out. We'll have to find a few headshots here if he even wants to get the C4 planted. JKS offers himself up, and he greets him with a bullet. Alexi be deaded, as the professionals call it.
That's what they call it.
That's what the professionals say. The 1x bet odds there are quite heavily favored. Well, maybe not heavily. They are favoring OG in this one. And I think there's one of the key factors here that this is... it's not a no-pressure match. It's just that the pressure dial's been turned down to about 1. Because you both through the playoffs, right? And obviously the desk is talking about the importance of skipping around. Yes, indeed. But when you know that you're already guaranteed, right, you can maybe do a couple of plays here that seem a little bit out of the box.
It's good. It's going to be a lot of fun. We might get to see a little bit more of the individual flair out of some of these boys. They might be let off the leash a little more, certainly. But I do think for complexity's sake, especially, given the circumstances, they're obviously just grateful to be in the top 3 and can't believe that all that hard work is translated into a W. Hold on. Question marks about the W into the second round conversion. NATO again under pressure. He thrived with a double last time, and again, this time, it's Nico that thrives. Pulls across the line with the double and flames his Deeg. The first bullet that leaves is good.
S-A-V-E, S-A-V-E.
Who do we appreciate?
Yeah, there you go. Get that M4. Get that one in your hands there, boys. You can like that a little bit more, and, well, if they let you go, you can head over towards JKS, who has the Famous over in Palace right now, and, well, they're trying to cut him off. Look at Alexi B. He's going to move on. Got to wriggle on. JKS will buy him a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra space. They should apply a bit more pressure here. They can. Why not? The Force Buy's been won. They picked themselves up some hodgepodge weapons in a Famous, MP9, UMP.
Well, Nico did it all there, didn't he?
Yeah, and just to continue forward with the veto discussion that they were talking about in the desk, I think maybe one of the reasons that OG would have picked this, obviously they feel comfortable on Mirage, but also Complexity lost yesterday to VP on Mirage, and well, we know VP's stats on Mirage have been pretty trashed here in recent lights, so maybe that one playing into the map choice here. That's disappointed we still didn't get Ancient. You know, nobody want. How do they keep getting away with it? That's the real question here. OG, at some point, someone is going to go, we are confident on Ancient, and they're going to pick it against them. But right now, I guess that just shows that nobody is interested in going into the dark on the green map.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as a team proves that they can play it, I think it's a real string to your bow in the veto phase.
But they're about to get another 2 weeks, right, to prepare Ancient for the playoffs. Yeah. So OG are going to be grinning from ear to ear. Imagine if they come out and they pick it. But here we go. Force buy back from Cole.
Blame on the scout, and that nade looks destined for success. A lot of bodies congregating in mid. It's a bit too shy of the mark. And 3 to pop out of this smoke. They're pushing ramp to counter this. Nico could get a lot done here. They go 1 for 1. Pressure now onto Poison. Does well to the first. Stares down, and it does look like Force by Wars will wage on. Valda very low, hiding in the smoke. Poison, any of these stray bullets could find the mark, and Mantu remains in mid for now. Yet to frag. Attention drawn. Valda's hunting this Poison frag. He's hoping to catch him on a strafe out, and that could be the beginning of something for Mantu. No rush. Valda, patience prevails, and all of a sudden, it falls into a 2-on-2. They've leveled the odds nicely. Don't forget, Valda's so low, so he's done well to get the frag. If he can play the objective here and just avoid combat altogether, using Mantu's extra health pool to grab that bomb. Yet to do so, though. 30 seconds, Chad. They need to scoop that bomb up now.
I think they want to finish A here, and JK's giving himself a bit of a lurk smoke to play around. They're actually falling on back, and Blame F is going to be catching these sound cues here. JK's through T-spawn to try and cut them off. Blame needs to hit a shot here. They're going to be running up any second.
Oh, and he has, but it's onto the healthy Mantu. Everybody tagged now. 18 points of health. Valda loses his, and now just Mantu trying to bait the shot. Blame does not stutter. And well executed into this conversion. Complexity respond with a force buy of their own.
Yeah, not known to be a scouter or Blame F there, but a couple of lovely shots to keep these back and forth rounds are going. Volder can buy an AK-47. Flames could do the same. We can get some purchases around that here, but this was good trading out the gate. And I had flashbacks to yesterday's Complexity Mirage foray when they were on the T side. Remember in the early stages, they took that A bomb site control and they lost a 4-on-2 to James AWP. I thought they might drop another here. Obviously, very different circumstances.
A lot of very early and util free mid control. They just kind of walked up. Alexi's already there, and wow, Nico's no longer. Good catch on short.
Nice little nade as well. Volder's ears ringing. Oh, not Volder. Nato, he's about to be in a lot of trouble here.
He certainly is, yeah. Just cowering, flashed off with an MP9. His teammate's losing vision, and he's running out of time. Caught on the strafe. Does stand
how does he get
strong.
that?
Yeah, I can't believe he's actually pulled that off. And Blanker's good for one as well. Nato with another. Oh, he's going to be feeling real fly after that one. They've come knocking on his door again, and he's 2 out of 3. Good for it.
Yeah, just being able to handle the push. Considering the MP9, he was locked on in towards that bench position, just staying alive, allowing the rotation to come over. And this looks like the pistol round. Alexi B against 4.
That does make things a little interesting. The one bullet headshot of the Deagle was promising, but Poison just whittles away nice and quick.
Okay, so I think right now OG will bend the knee and they will stop with these force by wars. Complexity stringing 2 consecutive. They should buy themselves a bit of a buffer here. Great kill to kick things off for S14, but it was even better from NATO. And you love that defensive smoke that these B anchors drop. You see it there between the van and the backside pillar. Gives them a bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, it was an odd duel he was having with Valder as well. Like, that was an angle that Valder had, I imagine, adopted in pursuit of that bench frag, but NATO adjusted really nicely.
I was just looking at Rugger's cam there. It looks like he just lives in suburbia. You see the backyard, looks like there's a shed, a couple of kids' toys out there.
Oh yeah, I reckon he's living the full...
Living the life.
Full life.
Okay.
The package deal.
The one we get sold.
And he's got a newborn as well, so just, coaching Counter-Strike with a baby on your knee.
That would be something. Imagine. Imagine.
He's probably doing it, working from home, Okay, like at least in the morning scrim.
Sure. I'm with you.
Respect. I'm not quite ready to look after myself, never mind another human being.
It's not easy.
No, step by step. Now, is this a pure eco, the purest of them all?
Yes, look at it. Nothing purchased whatsoever here. And we know what these type of rounds mean. Slow crawl, allowing the CTs to limp out their utility. You can see already smokes dotted across the map. You're hearing the grenades explode, more of which mollies will get thrown out in the procession. And the idea here is just to make sure that the CTs do have to reinvest. The last thing you'd want to do, run on into an area with some Glocks. All of you die to, let's say, the NATO Safix MP9, and they all have their nades. So that's when money can start to swell here for the CT side. But let's see, NATO, how many can you get? How much money can you make?
Oh, they're going to run through that. NATO gets the info early and starts bopping some heads. Does well for the second, the third as well. Go on! The Deagle doesn't quite come out quick enough. So 3 is the magic number for NATO. Does 4. He was the only one with it equipped with the SMG. So truly nothing lost for Complexity and no bomb plant for OG. So that's a win for the CTs for now. And we're going to get into our next gun.
I'm sure that NATO was wanting to die there, right? The fact that he now gets a lovely upgrade. He's dropped the AWP across to Poison. They're balancing out the finances here. Things are looking good for Complexity out the gates. Now, we will be keeping our eyes on the Fours Sinners game as well, as that has the most implications on the outcome of the group. G2 versus VP. That's a dead rubber. Nothing matters, at least for the top end. G2 could salvage getting a win.
Yeah, they've been looking for answers everywhere.
Oh, the AWP head-to-head.
Yeah, they might just run on this. Why not? You're not normally expecting that pick to come so quickly. B site is open for business. And if S14, if he goes down here, it's going to really condemn his squad to the all-out save. He's got to be careful.
Look, NATO Safix is behind them at B.
Already? Yeah,
he's pushed behind. So I don't know what the plan is here, because if NATO's able to lock the door behind them, and they could have taken Nico out there maybe, but this makes saving harder. JKS has been tasked with pushing around towards T-Ramp. Blame is going to be on the heels of Nico now. They have to deal with him if they want to hold on to their guns, but this is the OG second.
There you go. So you take down Nico, you force a full buy out of him. I reckon NATO could be good for 1 if he sticks around.
Yeah, they probably will exit in his direction, and the fact that Mansu has this AWP, he can stay within the bomb radius and survive. Look at his HP, 96, no dramas.
Got a lot of util there, Nate. Do you fancy your chances? He's going to get walked on a little bit here.
Okay, well.
Gets away with it, keeps hold of all his goodies, and it's a second for OG. Now that one just kind of came out of the back of it, a head-to-head, as you highlighted. Poison and Mantu just scoped up. Poison opting for that same mantle that we've seen Mantu actually opt for often on his CT sides.
I was going to say the exact same thing. That's a nice little maneuver there from the AWPers. Pop their head up towards the van, get a quick shot and get away. Poison's been caught in the act here, and immediately the double AWPs have been brought out. Esatag and Poison equipping the big greens, and Esatag bringing out a secondary AWP is something we might see more of in Complexity going forward.
Whoa, that was lovely. Smooth and fluid set of circumstance for Poison. He's got the pick and gotten away. Already evaporates. He's on B, posting up on the apps as well. So he's already poked and prodded at one side of the 3-lane map, and now onto one of the others. It's the B apps, his next target. Not going to be going for that barrel peak this time.
He's on his own right now.
He's going to have to track the wide swing, but also be falling off, and that's lovely. Again, brilliantly played by Poison. I think he spotted the bomb as well, so that's a boatload of info as well as 2 opening frags.
They need to be careful, though. They don't want to over-rotate just yet. There's still over a minute on the clock. If the bomb's picked up, which it will be, they don't have to commit to this, but OG are pretty stuck in their ways.
Well, that is an ambitious one from Poison, and he's only going to go another whole Poison. He'll finish it off with style. 4 of the 5 to the AWP of Complexity, and it's very stylish. It's just another day in the world for Poison.
Yeah, he did have a very good showing a couple of days ago. Remember Dust 2, I think it was tweeted out that his opening kill stats was 10 for 1. So if he can have one of those games where he comes alive, it's not that he wasn't a factor yesterday, it's just that he was, well, not as influential as, let's say, Blame F, who had a banger of an overpass.
Textbook. I mean, you look at the 4 different angles, he's got 4 different frags, and he's just playing that CT AWP, rotating after every single shot, being that unpredictable and irritating presence in your kill feed. And yeah, you can see Mantu going to be tutting his tongue after the head-to-head previously. It's about 1-to-1 in that side, but Poison with a bit more style and pizzazz for his, and look what it's done to OG.
You don't really get a lot of AWP head-to-heads, you know, like normally you don't see the AWPers going toe-to-toe and locking horns and picking the same areas of the map.
It used to be a big conversation.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of it. Now, obviously, it's just not the way the game plays out, and with how the chessboard of Counter-Strike is played these days, AWPers are smoked off, they're really forced into more awkward positions. It's not like we just have an AWPer, you know, going toe-to-toe on long doors all the time. Those kind of fights without flashes don't tend to happen. But OG, well, we're going to have to go back down to these pistols here. They've got a few smokes to work with, a couple of flashes as well, and the nice moves used by Poison again to mantle on up towards short. So the fact that he's been able to consistently pull off that little jump is giving him this angle to work with. And here's Flames.
Flames has been looking very scary in the OG games. He's just got a real comfortable connection with his crosshair and his mouse. NATO, so many players on his plate, a hard transfer, unable to convert, and it has resulted in a lost sight. OG, with nothing more than a Kevlar vest and a couple of Deagles, have once again, this is like, don't forget, the second round force was exactly the same. Deagles into B. This time the pick coming through mid, admittedly, but that's twice. Complexity have got a bit of a gap there. Yeah,
and I was just praising Poison for being able to get away from that movement. So a flash and a great shot there from Flames, who was fantastic on Nuke yesterday. For those of you who maybe didn't catch the series against Sinners, it was a Nuke game that went double OT. Unfortunately, OG couldn't pick that one up, and I think that's a big reason as why Complexity have picked that here today. Nuke hasn't been a good map for OG in recent times. But that's a fantastic little eco round to win right there, and they walk away with an AWP, they walk away with an AK, and Complexity have to stomach another save. 5-3, keeping a 2-round spread.
I think you just got like a little greedy on because of that flash. You know, you do fall into that trap when you're posted up on a line, you get flash, you just kind of, in your head, you've tucked in enough, you just don't know how wide they're going to be strafing on you, but he's lost vision for long enough that doesn't even get a second choice in the matter. He's exposed, and Flames is good enough to capitalize on that. Yeah, but Poison going to be not deterred. He's been hit and missed, quite literally. One round, he's the opening death. The other, he's the opening kills in the following 3. So we'll see if he continues in that direction, that pattern. This time, a bit of damage inflicted onto Flames' mid-aggress. Flames committed to this, Chad.
Yeah, it's a rifle mid-hold here. S-Attack from short, JK's helping out from window. Poison's actually playing retake A from Ticket. So lots of damage with nades towards the top mid-box here, and that one lands square between 2.
Yeah, this looks promising. for Complexity. They're locked behind that smoke. There's more utility to dump it. The heavy battle for this. Blame, of course, paranoid for the underpass, and they have managed to retreat at least. OG battered, a little bruised, but they get away from the aggressive mid-hold that did feel like it favored Complexity.
The fact that Blame's still pushing here, he could go for a late look, which that info is going to give them a lot, because OG, it doesn't seem like they know where they want to finish right now. Lexi B yet to frag is on the other side. And he'd love to get a bit of a freebie here, but this is quite the aggressive stuff from Blame. He will pull the plug. They fall back into more of a passive stance, and, well, time, it's working in the favor of OG. They'll now get mid.
It's Blame's responsibility to at least call the vulnerability short. And now he's smoked off, so S-Attack is going to be on high alert. NATO battens down the hatches as well. Bomb's on its way, traversing to B in a full 3-2 split, a 5-man commitment, 25 seconds, and to receive them, just 2. Blame could gracefully get a fast flank through short, perhaps, if it strafes up to the snuff. And now here it comes. Flames is into the site ahead of the pack a little bit. S-Attack and NATO not able to find the pair of frags required. That's the movement I was talking about. It's put Blame on the board. From behind, he looks to strike. Poison in the windows. I'm not sure how much they're looking for here. Alexi tucked in tight. And already Valda deters Blame's short presence. That might be enough to lock the doors for Poison and JKS. A flash, they cross over, and that was it for Poison. Head-to-head with Nico, just outgunned.
Yeah, they know JKS has crossed here, and I wonder if he'll have a look in. Time a bit of an issue. We'll have to get a move on if he wants to win this one. Out the window he goes. Found another. JKS, just one more to find. Alexi B. Say his name, and he appears. Just said he didn't have any frags. Well, picks up 3 in that round right there. Huge stuff out of Alexi B.
Yeah, solid recovery out of OG. The way that started, it felt like it could have ended in a really clunky, mismatched execute. In the end, just restart. Smoke the window again, walk up short, and start as if the round had just begun.
Yeah, look, they used all their nades early, or a lot of them,
Yeah.
right? So they had to use the run boost to try and use a little trick to get on out, and oh, that one's panned on out quite nicely. So just getting bombarded on this B bomb site here. JKS gave it a crack. You don't see too many retake attempts coming in these days, so we appreciate that one. He's always happy, isn't he?
How can one man's eyes say so much?
He's always happy.
Like, he speaks with his just the movement of his pupils. That's all I'm saying. 1,000 words, they say a picture, and we're showing you pictures at 24 frames per second.
Is it only 24?
So that's like 24,000 words per minute.
Oh, wow.
Or per second. Wow, I'm really bad at maths.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But yeah, I don't even know if it's just 24. Maybe it's more. That's Mantu. Straight out of the gate onto Blame, and I think Poison's in trouble. Yeah, that's 2 in the feed. Flames yet to frag, but he's right there alongside for the ride with Alexi. They're charging through mid. Why is there so much pace here? It could get a bit messy, and it has. S-Attack 1.5. He lives on. Nade is no issue. If he could just find one more, he could have pulled this straight back to a competitive round. It looked like it was all over as Mantu's name locks down the 2 aggressive CTs mid.
But look at the massive avenue right now. If Valda and Nico continued over towards the B bomb site, they would get him for free. There's nobody close just now, and as I say that, well, it looks like they're preparing for that hit. JKS has a lot of information close over towards A ramp. Whatever has told them to go towards this A bomb site, they're in limbo. Look, they're hearing me. They're hearing me say which side they're going to, and then just go on the opposite. If they get over to B right now, they can fortify this defense. This smoke is perfectly timed. It won't be disrespected from Valda, so they're just going to cut and stop for about 20 seconds. Still plenty of utility right now for OG to set up and execute. Mollies, smokes, flashes, they have everything they need. Oh, this nade, this could be juicy.
NATO, that looks promising.
Oh,
Re-smoke as well. Huge chunk out of OG. This is shaping up to be very, very dangerous.
They know it's B.
The combination of the smoke and the flank from JKS leaves OG really on a knife's edge here. The spray as it fades. Oh, they're losing so many players. They're just getting poked and prodded. NATO to finish the job. And it just leaves one man, Mantu. He started this round, but it's JKS that will finish it. That's a big conversion from Cole.
That's huge, right? Look, one moment they were going B, the next minute they started to lean back towards A, but the fact that they settled on that B bomb site, they used their utility, that was perfectly timed. I think OG were just about to pounce as that first smoke drops, the re-smoke HE, and the jump on up here towards the balcony position. An absolute work of art for Complexity.
Well, I mean, what an adaptation. I mean, that's what CT's dream of, right? When you lose 2 opening frags and you talk it through. I mean, they made the very best of the resources they had available there. JKS, I imagine, was a big part of that in terms of the communication of when he felt like he could push T-spawn.
Yeah, if he has all that ramp control, right, a good idea to be hedging for that B site, considering they're trying to bully it time and time again. Let's see what implications that has on OG, right? If they're going to now try and hit maybe middle a little bit quicker with more numbers and pounce quicker onto a bomb site. If they're going to go towards more A executes.
Haven't seen much of that, really, actually. Really has been a B-focused first 10.
Now, right now, Alexi, he has the leash on very tight. Look at the purchases into this round. They're very late out of spawn, buying some bits and bobs, but conservative at best. So, yeah, that's just seems like a late call or a late conversation.
Well, they have won 2 Deagle Kev Force.
True, and going over towards this B bomb site, so why not try again?
No Kev this time, but a bomb plant certainly wouldn't go amiss. S14 prowling with NATO. This crossfire so far, this Danish duo have definitely passed the first few tests OG have laid down on them. And again, similar routine. NATO looking for the info, gets a lot. Tucking in, S14 the first contact and chipping away at the Danes. Those pistols start to connect some bullets, and then, yep, that's the first. If they can find S14, that bomb isn't going to go down anytime soon. Rotates in, Blame and Poison are here, and just call this one quits. OG, they'll take a frag.
Yeah, I think they're happy to get anything out of this one. I'm just surprised to see such a conservative approach, but I suppose that's the case when the loss bonus is still towards the tail end. Needed to make sure they have all the goodies. We know Alexi B likes to have his utility here for the map control.
Watch them just do a rush with all their util on their belts.
That's the thing, right? Now that Manzu has the AWP, if they just do something fast and they've got all these nades, you'd have to question what the decision-making is. But I'm sure we'll just see Alexi go into a bit of a default spread. Top mid smoke being lined on up. No mid push from Complexity this round. Just a standard hold. JKS Poison tending to A. Blame with a rifle. Tending to middle, and on the jiggles has to be very careful here. Has no help from short or connector right now as NATO and S14 are starting a little bit of a mission up towards these B apartments. Flashed in early info. This is going to be called quick.
Ooh, and a big conversion for Blame to find early. Valda just trying to accelerate through that connector smoke, and he's been caught on a bad timing as he mantled.
Look at JKS pushing as well.
Yeah, very, very early for him to be this far pushed up. I don't know if Nico's ready for this flank. I mean, how deep of a clear will JKS go for? Will he continue the push? Is he happy here? It is a very powerful off angle to sit and reside within. It does mean the ramp is open for business. Poison's going to have to be alert.
It kind of feels like a nice secret agent position for JKS to keep, right? If they do try and go mid to A, he can pop his head up late. He can go for a fast flank as well if they start calling lots of presence. But that smoke towards short is going to negate the push, and there's an AWP head-to-head as they will siphon straight up through that connector. Blame strikes again. Cops an aid for his troubles, though.
I'm dialing Secret Agent Savage. I need it now. He is tucked in. They're looking at Palace, but have they considered ramp? That's where Nico came from. That's not where his crosshair is going to be lying, and down goes Nico, tucked in tight by JKS. And Opkin good. Complexity win out the half, 8-4 already. And look at OG. They've once again been sent to that economical... it's a pit.
The Shadow Realm.
Yeah, it's no fun at all. It's spiky. There's a dripping tap somewhere.
Do you ever think about how crude like a lot of those traps were back in the day, where they just like dig a hole, they'd have some just sharpened sticks or logs, probably a bit bigger than just sticks, and then they'd cover it up and you'd walk along and you'd fall on in and
they'd also put
death.
nasty stuff on the sticks just to make sure
poison,
the wound
right?
got infected. Yeah, it could be poison.
Venom.
Anything that's just going to make that wound gross. Not going to see too much out of this round from OG. Once again, they're throwing bodies, this time to mid. A bit of a mix-up, bit of a variation. Blame's dead. And so is...
Wobbling now.
S14 getting a little wobbly.
Less wobbly now. Like Jello, right? You can push it around, but it's pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you could run on Jello?
I don't think so.
You know, you can run on custard. In a
Can?
Yeah. If a swimming pool is full of custard, you could run across it as long as you maintain a certain velocity.
Okay.
Because of the viscosity.
Okay, yes.
The viscosity of the city.
Oh, here we go. System of a Down?
It was, but then but with viscosity as
Yeah.
opposed to.
No, look, yeah. It's like a cover, like what? Weird Al.
Well, yeah, dude, he was...
One of your idols?
I found him entertaining.
Okay. Double orbs again here. NATO rocking the second. Doesn't want to get bullied on B anymore.
Here we go. So as long as Poison does not succumb to this mid-pressure, we know they've been trying to force it. Previously, Valda caught by Blame. This time, not the same. Same pressure up short as well. S14 and NATO, they've been doing all right, but I feel like OG have got a great deal of space very early into this one. This could catch them off guard, and it has. NATO responding to apps, but S14, a bit of a presence alone. You can hear the steps above him. He's got an awful lot to do. He's about to be pushed on. He does take another with him. S14's kept it competitive for the squad, and bomb on Nico. Alexi's clearing behind Poison. This is quite the flank he's managed to achieve. Through the window, leaves Poison hoping and hunting for Nico. It's a matter of time before Alexi clears him. Oh, and just as he pulls the trigger, Alexi strikes. It's down to Juzzy. Probably shouldn't be calling him that as a commentator. I apologize, Chad. You've corrupted my brain.
Sorry, everyone. This is a hard clear as well here for Blame. Not even looking the right way whatsoever. Absolute freebie. JKS, we've already seen him go for 1-1v3. Will he push the issue for another? Doesn't really feel like there's a way in. The fact he's been peppered and pushed, and now all eyes can be on him. Molly's util dropped will completely send him packing. That's going to be 5 right now for OG, and a 9-6 half. It's not too shabby whatsoever. JKS will make it out of the B-apps in time, bounding over towards T-spawn. They have enough money to spread this buyout. JKS can drop an AWP. Poison can drop a rifle for NATO. Blame and S-Tag. They're not going to be operating with everything they require. Actually, JKS could drop 2 rifles here, so this one's going to be fine. 2 bodies.
I was convinced that could have gone a little better for the Complexity boys had that S-Tag and NATO pair found a pair apiece.
A pair apiece.
A pair apiece. A very tall order, though. And it does spell trouble for this final round of play. I'd love to see a mix-up. And oh, it only took us 15 rounds, Chad. We might get a full AXX.
Here we go, here we go. They've conditioned B enough here to make it just JKS alone on the bomb site. Blame and Poison, well, they're quickly responding to this. I think seeing no mid presence, they're aware that this could be an issue. Or are they?
Yeah, it did look like they were initially quite ready for that. Oh my god, what's going on here?
I don't know. I don't know what the cancel was. The fact that they've immediately slinked on back, they didn't get the result they were looking for to waterfall out of Palace.
No, it felt like Cole had a premonition about A, then cancelled. Then it felt like OG cancelled following that.
Well, if they just stuck to their guns there, OG, they would have gotten out just having to fight JKS over towards the balcony position. So back towards B, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've had success over this side of the map. And they have a lot of util to pull off and execute. Now this Safig's on his own, and wow, S-Tag feels like he's on his own. Will get traded eventually. Blame gets the kill, but I would just go B. You know that S-Tag's dead.
Yeah, NATO drops that smoke you were talking about. It will enable him to play some more fruity positions. One's already out the window. Good peek onto the Mantu orb. But OG are in. Will that bomb go down? It certainly will. Nico gets it in. A tough site to break. That smoke's promising, actually. Might negate a little bit of that T-smoke. A gap, though, that will enable Valda. Oh, a perfect little gap for Valda. Looks like 6 for OG. A chance, though, hinging on JKS and Poison. Make it just JKS. And no real time for this one. So solid half out of both. Cold probably not complaining either. OG happy to close the gap and put a lot of pressure on G. They are... I was going to say down. I'm not even willing to commit to down. But 9-6, it's a solid lead out of Complexity, and it's a product of their solid defense of that B site. A lot of pressure out of OG early, and NATO Safix and S-Tag, your 2 new additions, this brand new pairing, have at least, you know, proven their worth in this first half.
I'll give them a pass mark.
Pass?
I won't,
like a C?
Then, yeah, they're not getting anything more than a C, I don't think, for their B defense. I think Poison also contributed to a round they lost over there, so maybe a C+, but 1xBet odds still favoring the Sunflowers. as they're going to push the power over towards A, and we saw Flames do something naughty over towards the A bomb site yesterday from a different position, mind you. And jungle control taken, gooshed on up. Yeah, not going to be easy for Alexi B now.
NATO needs to finish his meal. It's Nico hiding him, playing the angle, rotting the clock. Any second that passes now does favor Complexity with the bomb down, but it's Poison taking so many different bullets from so many different players.
How's this happening?
Yeah.
They did all the damage early. Now it's a 2v5.
Yeah, and S14's done nothing with his first contact. Nothing for Blame either. This one is done. A flawless retake, I guess.
Yeah, there's just so much damage done. It feels like kills that should have been converted there for Complexity, but well handled by OG, keeping everybody alive. That's an absolute dream going into the next round of play. Let's see how heavily they can equip themselves here, and if Complexity want to bounce in with the Force, Blame into the Galil. Well, that lets us know exactly what to expect. NATO's gone with the Galil and not head armor yet, so I'm surprised to see him do that. I guess thinks the flash might come in very, very tidy here. They've only got a smoke and a flash, and everybody with Galils. So something that you want to do with this is at least wait out the initial protocol utility, right? Wait for the molly, wait for the initial smoke, and then go for some heads-up fights. Everybody on the server on the second round has a rifle.
Yeah, that's actually quite peculiar, isn't it? Look at that.
This was always going to be a possibility with the price change of the Galil and the FAMAS, but
it's rare we got to see the 5 Galils.
Yeah, you never usually see it because utility is prioritized, right? So, yeah, that's one of the reasons. You're just going to be stepping out dry into
good gamers.
Yeah, so problems now and bigger problems felt as the Galils are falling one by one. Hurrah.
Hurrah.
JKS gets one, but I don't think they're getting many more here. Volder is going to trade out another. The bomb, if planted, would be brilliant, but NATO presents himself to Mantu, and he doesn't miss those. Call that 8 and call that Complexity in the dumps here with their finances. So everybody wanting to go for the rifle, giving them no utility, nothing to really work with. You don't see that approach too often. Something that I at least flirted with as a thought experiment when this new economy change came in. If on certain maps, let's use maybe Train as a better example, or maybe like Nuke with Event Drop. If on certain maps you were able to full eco on the pistol, right? Rush a bomb site, or at least be able to manufacture some way to get the bomb down, right? Even if you lose the rounds, you're getting the 800 plus the 1900 loss bonus plus the 800 you had on the pistol rounds, right? You'll be working with Galil, head armor, and utility. Right? And then your second round, as we know as how strange it is. I'm just surprised. I guess a lot of people don't want to concede the pistol by not buying armor.
When it's considered a coin toss as it stands.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's strange. I guess they think that maybe they can... Oh, Jesus. Getting ripped away there. Flames up the ladder. We see a head get torn off. And now we're tied up 9-9. So that lead disintegrated right in front of our eyes.
Right. We'll be getting into the nitty-gritty then, shall we?
I might want to... Oh, wait, we'll wait for this round because this is a business round, and then we'll get into the actual business of how the group is going to unfold here. If you guys missed the start of the show, you'll have missed the context of what today's matches mean. G2 versus VP means nothing, but the other two, they definitely mean something. But let's see. Complexity, first gun round now. They have some utility behind these rifles. NATO Poison towards top mid, JKS over towards Palace. And a vent boost here for Mantu. Late to the peak and flashed off regardless. 3 players here wanting to contest. Volder and Alexi doing their best to soften up through the smoke, and soften up they will.
And more punishment on its way. NATO is going to have to extinguish there. That pulls the smoke out of his utility kit, and he's in fact completely exhausted his funds. So it's actually a great find from Blame. Wow, perfect timing. Mantu, just as he was trying to elope out of that mid-fight, Blame pokes his head up on that new bench. New. Can I call it new?
I think it was January of 2020.
Yeah, so...
I'll have to double check. I'm looking at some stuff just because it's been...
Oh, I don't know if that sound tick's been reacted to by Alexi. You will address the advance of Blame. All right. Find ourselves halfway through the round. It's round 19, and we're still in that 4v4. These rifles and utility belts have been rather weary now. You can see a single smoke for the boys of Complexity and their T attack. It's going to be Flames pretty isolated, actually, and a good smoke. It does just mean that Flames has to do it all from CT. Playing spoiler. Would love the wallbang triple. Poison's planting relatively safe unless NATO doesn't bodyguard.
Oh, wow, that
yeah,
could be good.
Him.
Oh!
What? What?
Hit the lip of the box.
Oh, I got trapped on the top. Hard done by there. And now it's time for the retake. AWP shots being evaded for now. OG's retakes, though, they often just seem to fall into place. And again, 2 bodies have been dropped, and JKS is playing 1v3 at that point. NATO to come up huge. Good luck, mate.
I don't know where he
is coming in, and they've found him. No issues for Flames.
Yeah, that one right there for Complexity. They get into the site, it just feels like they didn't have a good idea of what to do afterwards. So given enough rope to hang themselves, and the scoreline now 10-9. And this is where I'll read you guys a little bit of the email chain that we get today to let us know the context of today's matches. So this is a short summary for the OG Complexity 4s trio that are all already in the playoffs. It's now just going to determine who places where. So for OG, they will be first if they win, or if they lose 1-2 and 4s win. Okay? So if OG win, or if they lose 1-2, that means they didn't map in this series, and 4s win, OG will get first in the group. We'll focus in on this one. I'll keep updating round after round.
And we'll check in on that 4s game as well to see how that trend goes. But yeah, Complexity, it will be relevant if we do see them convert here on Mirage. Is that 2-0 scoreline? The fact that they can have their fate entirely in their hands, I think that's pretty exciting for a team that most people expected to be in G2 shoes right now. Coming into our last day of play.
Oh, these nades. Great utility damage here from OG. Really just softening them up before they can get close.
I want to check in on that. I actually have it in front of me. OG. See the 138 at the high end. That's from Flames.
Oh, the push. Look at this. Nico just taking the bull by the horns right there and flicks around for a second. That came from nowhere, and that's going to leave Complexity spiraling. Mid is no longer their property. 3 players of Poison, JKS, and S14 isolated. No map territory. They have a lot of time, but where can they possibly finish here? Rejigging the CT setup, OG have evacuated middle.
Yeah, and Alexi's addressing the potential for that fake smoke. You can see just quickly, quite alert and aware. Nico on the jiggle could go down. He's been caught out, and a bit of a mess of the sprays from both of them. Nico, 25 bullets, upgrades to S14's AK, and will use it to good effect.
Oh, they're looking Palace. I think JKS is still doing the lurk. He's able to get one out of his mystery location. But that's it. It feels like OG are going to steam ahead with this one now. So just to build on what Alex was saying there, Complexity can get first place if they win 2-0 right here, right now. Or if they win 2-1 and 4s lose. Okay? Very important to keep that in mind.
Now then.
Pistols here. I don't know if Complexity are going to be able to make too much of a dent. Things might be starting to get desperate here as the pace change is called. Flash towards connector, under window presence garnered. And jumping up quickly is Blame F. Alexi B willing to respond to that one more time. And here's Nico and that AUG. It's been great over towards middle.
Powerful in the right hands for sure.
They're getting a bit of space, but it's almost like they're just playing into what OG want. Like, oh, okay, there you go. There's some space that's been converted.
JKS, yes, onto Nico. Long range.
Not the headshot, felt like it.
Yeah, the tagged up Nico just finished off by a very nice shot, long range, but Blame's the one that really has a lot of power in his position here because he's locked down this rotate. Unless Mantu can relieve all this pressure with a good AWP shot, Blame gets more. And it does leave a bit of an isolated Flames. He's been very solid so far in his A defense, but he is about to be tested in a bigger way than previously seen. Valda's on his way. The cavalry's slow and quiet. Here they come, looking for a safe clear of Sandwich. The movement's good out of S14. You can see how much it was hard to track with the crosshair. Valda has stopped that bomb from going down immediately, and instead JKS
he's aware,
calls upon it. He's cleared him, and Valda's so hyper aware. He could adjust as well. 8 HP, but he lives on. Head to head with Blame F. Trying to reposition. Blame wins it, and will give the double digits to Complexity, keeping the gap nice and small. Well managed.
Well, that was just the pistols. That's a great round. That is an absolutely massive round there for the big man himself.
And off the back of Flame,
Yeah, the window kill and then getting the Mantu frag as well is what alleviated a lot of pressure. So huge stuff from Blame here. The Tech 9, we're seeing it getting more and more use in recent times. This one from JKS, I think I overreacted there. I thought it was a headshot. It was just a body shot, but still a necessary kill in the scheme of things.
Wiggly.
Yeah, S14, he's a bit of a movement criminal. We have 2 very good players as far as the movement goes in the server right now, and NATO's loving himself. You know, he's out there having a good time, getting fired up. On the other side of things, the face palms. Get the duality right there. The smiles and the tears. Maybe not the tears. Not just yet, anyway.
No. Once we get to that quarterfinal stage, which of course is exactly what they're battling for, you can teleport right there with a win today for these boys.
Yeah, miss a whole round of competition.
Certainly a big bonus in the grand scheme, considering, as Jason was discussing at the desk, the curveball teams that are already in positions to qualify.
Important round here for OG, more so than it is complexity. Well, it's important both ways, but OG's money situation, only 1,900 as a loss bonus going into the next. They've invested into double orbs, which is costly at the best of times. Maybe if they lose sight early, we could see an early save call here. Looks like they're posturing for an A-piece complexity. Poison tasked with watching any flanks. Esatag just babysitting B. JKS in Palace, where we see him more often than not. And what's the go signal here? Flames flash forward on ramp. His sound cues will be heard. They know that this info play has been made.
Oof, okay. I mean, it's an interesting call. I'm just intrigued to see how they execute. Like, how well will this go? It's something you usually get better with time as a team. Everyone gets more familiar with the nuances of your flight paths and your commitments.
They just called mid-clear. So there's going to be a lot of presence, or there should be, over towards A. That's smoke perfectly timed. I don't think that'll call the cancel. Just give them a few second delay. Smokes are flying in the sky now. JKS ready to release the molly, and here we go.
All right then, Flames first contact. Mantu going to be smoked off. Firing off a pot shot, it connects. And so does this second. He's taken down two. Mantu blind through the smoke and the wall. Just keeps unloading bullets, and it's a problem for complexity. They're into the site now. It's a battle for stairs and aggressive. Should see the trade from Poison at least, and good taps out of JKS as well. I think he caught a glimpse. He knows where they are, and that's sharp from Savage. Valda to come up clutch. He could do this. And no, you're right. They were 1 second shy. Don't get the bomb down.
Completely lost track of that.
I was so focused on the battles. We saw it go down from 3v3 to 2v2. Rushing, but the AWP is jumping T stairs. You know something's up when you see Poison going for moves like that.
It felt like there was just a little bit of time there to get that down, but milliseconds denying that one there, and OG off of Mantu's through the smoke kills, which was lovely to watch. He just stood there like a turret, just taking those pot shots, doing so much damage. And when it was this late, here you go, here's the replay. So they're just running up. Oh, he can't see a single thing here.
Bang.
Just taking shots through the smoke. How are you meant to respond? How are you meant to respond to that at all? This is great. So 6 seconds, they start running into site 5. Okay, because he had to plant safe, right? If he planted open, he was dead. So yeah, couldn't get there in time, and that's OG getting one back.
Well, I mean, you just, of course, discussed the financial implications of a round lost there for OG, so they're going to be feeling very good, laughing all the way to the bank with a recovery. And quite the contrary for the boys of Cole. We do see a bit of a saved AWP for Poison.
Those flashes, you know, they're so pesky, especially when you've seen Flames peek off of them before, and Complexity have noted those sound cues now, so it's skittish. Flame, oh, isolated a fight here. Had a real opportunity to win that one. We'll have to tuck back now, and a leg shot's in play. Look at this from Poison. He wants a crack.
Yeah, two lovely wall bangs on two very different sides of CT. Good tracking out of Poison, very nice. And you can see the panicked reaction of OG. This is a big congregation of players. This could be chaos. He's already seen the barrel. He knows there's an AWP close. They're tucked in, both of them stacked up. This could get messy. Very messy. Poison can't hit the shot. NATO can. And Essa tag with at least one of the two required. Seems to peter out into a 1v2. Detached from the pack is Blame, and they'll be looking for your flank now. They'll be considering it. Blame doesn't pause.
Oh, the timing!
Just as he looks away.
How has he done that?
Mantu averts his gaze, and it results in a 1v1. Blame wants a weapon. He's got two guns, and he's also got a Desert Eagle.
Smoke. That's a bait smoke right there. It's going to lure him in.
Yeah, he's walking straight ahead of it. He's considered it. He's clearing it, and he will knock Nico's head off his shoulders.
And the two, like, low buy rounds, the Tech 9 round, and now the 1-on-2 with the late flank right there from Blame.
Both Blame.
Massive impact in the late stages of this one. Here, look, his teammates, they've had to work hard to make this close. And the timing there for Mantu, what a nightmare.
The bait smoke from Nico, and Blame's real hard clear. Great play from him. Yeah, he's 2 for 2 in hero moments for the boys. He's kept the score the way it stands.
Oh, look at what that has done to OG.
Oh, dude, and if this goes wrong, they're in a very uncomfortable spot. Run boost mid.
Yeah, this is already feeling awkward. The flash from Poison over, the boost out. The smoke will start to dissipate, and that's when Alexi B needs to find something magical here. Fading the Finn. He's forward.
Ooh, this could get awkward if he... couldn't quite find that first headshot. And so Cole have full mid control. I say that as Nico strafes out and...
Not afraid.
Yeah, very brave. It does result in his death. Flames quite the flank. He's pulled that one out of nowhere.
Well, they know A is clear now, right? Flames is traditionally the A holder, so at this point they can get a move on, a wriggle on, start charging over towards the A bomb site. JKS doing his diligent clears up the ramp here, drawing attention, and bullets whistle past the head and eventually land. More damage done. Might have a few more conversations for this round.
He's using that deagle like an AWP there, Valdo. Long range, good find. OG have been very, very comfortable on their retakes of A so far. I don't know if this is going to be the case, though, considering the finances.
Definitely safe.
I just saw an AWP recovered by Mantu.
Definitely safe.
Run to the hills. Run for your life. You ever do have an Iron Maiden phase?
No.
No?
No, I didn't really.
Yeah, me neither. I think I like the artwork. That was why I got pulled into the heavy metal gang.
They do have good T-shirts, and they're the kindest. I've worked at a lot of festivals selling merchandise, and the heavy metal fans are the kindest when asking to try on T-shirts. They use their manners the most.
They do?
Yeah.
I believe that. It's very gentleman. There's also a lot of etiquette in the mosh pits.
In the pits, yeah, for sure.
You know, it looks quite vicious from the outside, but it's like a pit bull, you know? Once you get them, once you're in there hanging out with them, they're just cuddly love bugs.
Yeah, who love to throw fists in an affectionate way.
As soon as you're down on your bottom, though, everyone clears.
They pick you up. And you go again. But this save is actually huge right now. This is a crack that OG wouldn't have had otherwise. And while we do get a little bit of a
I thought that was the
side
update.
stream, yeah, don't worry. Well, maybe do worry. Because if G2 get a win, the social medias will go wild over that one. Otherwise, we don't really care too much. But the Palace pushes in and noisy about this. Nico needs to find JKS.
Interesting. Double push. JKS would be hard-pressed to do more than that. Flames very quick, and using that AK to great success, it has already made Complexity uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, the 2 saved rifles now equals 3. And really getting to work with quite the strong round now, OG. Who would have thought the 2 saved guns from the last could apply this much pressure, but an important round here because Complexity don't have a bank, and they're quickly going up towards the B split.
Okay, looking a bit flustered here. The boost is nice. I like this. A nice variation that could result in Poison being set up. Mantu's ready for the repeat, though. That saved weapon is in the right site, and a big contribution from Poison might lean Complexity, or Blame at least, to start investigating this A site. Good positioning. Takes down Alexi. Blame again from this window position has been a nuisance. Cleared by Nico, just as he turned away, and it does look good for OG again to turn it around. What has been this half?
Oh, I think Poison caught a little bit of movement there, and walking into the crosshair. What's going on? Valdes low.
It's very winnable.
I was going to say, they just removed the splinter from their foot that has been Blame F in these rounds, but they've given one up for free. It's going to be Volder with a deagle through spawn. Mantu, he's not going to be able to help.
Yeah, Valdes got no time to react. S-Attack very quick on the draw, and going for the quick one. Mantu got a good read of the situation. Poison wanted to peek as it blooms. And that sealed his doom. One-on-one. Elevated, though. It's S-Attack. Good positioning. And it does enable a 13th on the board for Complexity. Close between these two squads.
This is an absolute biff. Like, I mean, this has been a brawl.
The amount of pressure OG had in that round, and the fact that Cole have once again recovered, it really is like so volatile.
Yeah, look, we have to sing the praises of Blame, right? His impact in 2 of these, what are we looking at now? 4 of the last 5 have been down to him alone. And with the money broken, it wasn't easy for Complexity to get the last 2 converted. But now the full buy for OG. We get to see all the weapons come out, all the goodies they desire. Alexi with the flash forward. Trying to set Nico up for success, but he's going to be blind. He will not be able to press the issue forward middle. Alexi having a looky-loo down underpass as well. So keeping very active on this CT side. Oh, an interesting spam from Volder there. He's giving up the fact that he is close apartments. Now maybe this is all just a ruse here to slow them down, but it's a 2-man underpass push now.
I imagine that's a component of why Valder was showing so much face there. He's hoping that will slow them down on their apps walk and buy time for Nico And Alexi B, a very quick flank to silence them four to strike at least the first, but they won't be ready for more. Valda from one side, Nico from the other, and BlameF just feels so much pressure right now. JKS even smoked off. He can't leave, they're locked in. Mantu's at least caught the NATO walk-up, but this is OG's round. They have outbooked Complexity.
Well, Blame's still alive here, and he has 50 seconds. Now that he's found Nico, JKS can join him on the other side of that smoke. The bomb is down towards the B apartment. And Volder, he doesn't wince. He takes another fight. He takes the head. And we've seen JKS in a bunch of 1-on-3 situations on the CT side, but now on the T side. Does he want to have a go here? The loss bonus, it's 1,400 in the next round of play. I feel like we've already seen this, haven't we?
Yeah, it's very familiar.
It's just chew on the other foot type stuff.
And there's one player working on that flank. A good peek again from Valda. Solid hold out of him. Triple kill. Crucial round. And about, what, 3K, 4K on the high end for Complexity. So we're getting to that real business end of our first map. This was OG's pick, trying to pick at a weakness they thought they witnessed from Complexity's pool.
Yeah, and yesterday, if you missed the T-half, Complexity gave away a couple of situations they probably should have won against VP and especially Jame. So maybe not a true indication of how much they could do. Nico there a little bit confuzzled. But 13-13, eco required from Complexity here. 1,900 for them in the next round of play. And oh, Blame, I think he's feeling confident in what he's done previously with the pistols. They've all invested here, and maybe a bit more than I was expecting. Both teams' money is kind of teetering right now, so I think Complexity's goal in round number 27 is to get that bomb down, definitely, but try and take away a couple of guns here to keep OG floundering.
Is there pace behind this? I mean, it's possible, sure, but the standard incendiary should buy time.
Looks like a contact.
Yeah, so they'll respect the incendiary. A smoke onto... Oh, his reaction of the nade, the smoke. It seems like good util, and it's worked wonders for Valda. Oh, he can't believe his luck. No plants today. Not in Valda's sight. Denied.
One of the keys here is Nico and Valda got tested so much by Sinners in their Mirage game, because Sinners had an affinity for that B site, so I'm sure they got more than enough practice of locking down those type of B maneuvers just the other day. But checking in again with the G2 VP game,
it just clicked with what their setup was there as well. Like, we just got to witness it, that Valda doesn't always have to drop that smoke, but he can do it reactionary off the if there's flashes and steps. And it just gives him that insta-pop. His teammate throws a nade on top of it, and you end up running out of a smoke, slowed with half health. Nico flashed into mid, and it's already good for at least one. Trying to evade the follow-up, and there's nothing that AK can do. Poison trying his luck, and oh, Nico will get a second for his troubles. Valda laughs it off as well. Oh, OG have just catapulted themselves into prime and pole position to finish Mirage off with the W.
The fact that they haven't got any kills, the fact they haven't got that bomb down, real problems now for Complexity. Blame would have to have a miracle round here, and he started it with a dink and a kill. It's only 2,400 next round, Alex. They're going to be broke for what could be the final round of play.
Yeah, if you could just kind of, I don't know, kill 4, save the AWP or an AK, maybe plant the bomb.
Just win the round.
Just win the round,
Just win the round, Blame. If you're going to go that far, just do the whole thing here. Minute on the clock. He's been able to slip up into the ladder room. Nico's not aware of this. Not at all, so...
All right, Blame, starting to get his thinking cap on now.
It's just the bomb's so far away, right? Like,
yeah,
they can fortify this. That's probably why Nico's wondering, why the hell is he even there, right? Why isn't he working on picking up this bomb? A little bit of leg.
Pushing for him. He wants Alexi B. Not a bad attempt, a real fair go of it. A good shake of the stick from Blame, but OG convert and put 50 on the board.
Just checking in on that Fours result so far. Initial map pick was Nuke by Sinners, and Sinners picked that one up 16-7. So interesting over there. We know that the Fours result has implications on how the top 3 shakes on out. And it'd be great to see Sinners get a win, right? They've been competitive throughout this group, but here we go. Could be the final round of play. Galil, a couple of upgraded pistols, some utility for good measure. And OG with all the goodies they require. So they've just found out early to make sure there's no crazy aggression, right? Blame over towards B-Apps to make sure there wasn't one of those underpass pushes by Alexi B, NATO tending top mid, and now the two mentioned players are grouping together. When these A nades come in, I think that's when they'll start to make a move and try and flank from behind. Flames up close, Mantu towards Ticket, and Alexi B to caretake window and contribute to connector and A. Okay, here we go. Lining the smokes up. Last-ditch attempt from Complexity here.
Mantu, previously very threatening on this A-ramp hold, and again, him and Flames just having no issues. Damn, snaps onto Poison as they walk through the smoke, and, well,
pack her up.
It's a little late. Blame loud about it on the dismount, will be hunted down and isolated by Valda, and yeah, stick a fork in this one, it's done. OG convert their map pick. And they're in hot pursuit of topping their group. It has been Group B. It's been so volatile, up and down, unpredictable results. But OG, one map win away from topping the group.